Good evening, family. Tonight, tonight is going to be a very special night. So, what we want to talk about tonight is live your life, right? So, everybody has been going through this turbulent time. We've been having stress. We've been worried about different things. Now it's time just to be free, right? Just to be free. Free your mind of everything that could possibly bog you down. So whether it's finances, whether it's if you want to go out and enjoy yourself, maybe you just like the comforts of a good meal or just hanging out. We have three illustrious guests tonight. We're going to discuss just that. So what I'd like for y'all to do is just tune in, hang out with us. And when we return from this quick commercial break, we'll do just that with our first illustrious guest. You're now here with Worldviews with Ken Mills on Boss Up Houston Network.
Oh my God! I just got through watching a great show on Boss Up Houston Network. Have you heard? They're bossing up, okay? And I heard they're looking for you. Any podcasters, talk show hosts, if you're a writer or producer, we definitely need you. Come aboard and boss up.
Are you a small business owner that is struggling to promote your company?
Our topic today is what's your status?
Shoot the dice at this point.
You just shoot the dice, roll the dice.
So,
Yes.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's attorneys. Victoria Blanco.
I love it.
Imagine being televised on a national platform. How about being a host or sponsor on a syndicated podcast? Or being featured on exclusive promotions and interview for your product to your ideal customer? Hi, I'm Kayla Sneed, and I'm head of sales with Boss Up Houston. And here at Boss Up, we like to help small business owners and entrepreneurs advertise, promote, or become a sponsor for one of our television, podcast, or radio shows. All you have to do is click the link down below to see if you qualify. I'll be seeing you soon.
This is Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
welcome back. So this young lady to my left, I've known her for a very long time. She is the owner of Fruition Financial Solutions and a very prosperous business owner. Bring it to you now, Melissa Eames.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, Melissa? What's going on?
Man, chilling. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much.
All right, so just to get the audience just a little bit of backstory, you one of the LICJ alumni.
Yes, go Eagles. Go Eagles.
Right.
Yes.
So right now you have many businesses. We spoke of Fruition Financial Solutions. So kind of give us a rundown of the many businesses that you manage and own.
Okay. As you stated, I am the owner of Fruition Financial Solutions.
Mm-hmm.
It is basically a business and financial services company providing basically small businesses and individual consumers with help with getting their finances on track. And it's basically a one-stop shop. You can get credit repair, taxes done, you name it. I'm also a certified and licensed life and health insurance agent. So just really trying to reach out to families and kind of encompass all of the things that we're trying to get on track with our lives, and basically encompassing all the life goals that we have for ourselves and encouraging people to do the same and getting them on track.
All right, so I heard one thing. You said life insurance.
Yes.
So
I'm very adamant on getting your life insurance. Insure your life, people.
all right, so if I was, let's just say I'm an independent contractor, I'm a businessman, and I wanted to get a life insurance policy, how much would that run me normally?
Well, depending on your health, and there's different factors behind it, depending on your age. How old are you again?
I'm 39.
39. So on average, if you want to get whole life or term life, it just basically depends on what your goals are for yourself. But I always suggest whole life and making sure that you're covered for the long term. But it just depends on your situation, because some people can get a term life and that pay out just the same. So it just kind of depends on your situation and the factors behind what will make your factor of you getting approved for that policy and the limits that you're wanting to insure your life for to cover your family.
Okay. And then I also did hear some rumblings about Proverbs 3 entertainment.
That is my another venture that I love. It's a passion that I'm pursuing with my team of minds with Miss TT and Miss Ashley. They're the owners of Proverbs 3 Entertainment. It's an entertainment-based company in Houston, Texas, and it's basically geared towards stepping out on faith and encouraging young artists or artists in general to kind of pursue their passion and kind of step forward and produce art, work, play scripts, you name it. And they're really doing big things. So I've been trying to build their brand and help them kind of get known and slowly build their presence online and around the community.
Okay, so do they handle more secular or more religious type of content?
Well, that's where they're kind of the fine line is on religious, but it also allows you to be true to who you are in today's age and generation is different genres. So they allow the artists to be themselves. It's not completely religious, but it's geared towards that person changing something for themselves or their lives. So either way it goes, it's stepping out on faith and stepping into your purpose of who you are, and you following your passion to either be an artist, creating plays, writing, any creative work that you feel that you have a passion for. That's what their motivation is. It's just bringing those individuals in and helping build them up to do so.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so that is the heart of mine. That's one of my favorite ventures as well.
Okay, so tell me this. How did you get into the financial solutions type of company or an industry? How did you do that?
Well, working for the University of Houston for about 10, 15 plus years, I've been there quite some time. Working with their finances, accounting, and managing their accounts. And it's like, I'm managing $1 million grants and projects. Why can't I do this for myself or my people in general? So I felt like taking my skill set and my experience in education will benefit the people I know that are trying to build a business for themselves. I know the logistics and operations of a higher education institution is just big business in general. School is a business. College is a business in general, too. So why can I not apply that to the real world for my business and people that I can connect with to do so for themselves, if that makes sense?
Okay. So what are one of the major obstacles that you see from some of your clients that may come to you?
Well, a lot of my small business clients, it's just the issue with the pandemic, not getting sales and generating the income. So I try to work with them, not really sacrificing the value of what I know I can offer them, but trying to meet them halfway because like my motto says, we don't sell dreams, we build them. And I'm just here to genuinely help people to grow. Like I fight hard, I work hard, and I believe in people and their potential and the underdog really. And I want other people to know it as well and to see it as well as I would hope for them to see it in me too.
Okay. Now, I'd be remiss to say this because I'm truly proud by hearing you speak this way and everything. See, audience, when we were younger, Melissa wouldn't say not one word.
Quiet as a mouse, y'all. I was shy and a little shy, smart girl.
She used to do this. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. But I speak when spoken to. That's what my mama told me.
Right. And your mother was something else. Now, we were talking about them breakfasts your mother used to bring together.
Yeah, Alfreda's, yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, let's go old school. Oh, we go back.
That's right. So, going back to the backstory about getting this thing created, as far as your client base, what success stories have you seen with your help and action?
Well, I've seen that they're able to get a more clearer vision of what they're trying to grow their business to be.
Okay.
I've been able to provide the value of them being able to break it down and to attack each task that they need to handle when starting their businesses. Because, as you know, starting a business, they get overwhelmed with, oh, I need to focus on logo, I need to focus on this and that, or my finances is not all together. And me as a person, I kind of keep them in alignment. I set up the plan to help them implement the plan and walk them through it. And just kind of, just like I said, build with them and grow with them.
So,
but the successes, it has increased their following. It's been able to increase their focus of where they need to kind of grow in aspects of their business and other things, and freeing up the time for them to focus on what they need to or what they feel they want to handle.
All right. So let's just say I'm a person with a great idea. I want to open my own business. Do you start me from the beginning where I get my DBA, my LLC, tell me the difference between LLC and S Corp, help me get my business account, help me start to get my marketing together, and also my business plan, right?
Yes.
So if I do need to go get a grant, I do need to go get a business loan, I can, right?
Yes, we get you all set up step by step to get you to those end goals.
Right. Now, is there any particular package price to do all of that?
It kind of varies because with my experience, different clients need different things.
Okay.
And they're at different levels. And so I'm able to start you from the very beginning. And I'm able to also kind of slide right on in to figure out what you really need. And we just go from there. And it just kind of depends because some business owners have their license. And so they don't need anything but marketing, or they don't need anything but just small tasks, administrative, just entering some data and just getting them organized in the behind the scenes. So it just kind of depends on that level. But yes, we're fully capable, and the rates just kind of work with the clients and what they need.
Okay. Now, I got an idea. So let's just say
Give it to me.
I'm a person that I like food, right? And I might want to get a restaurant. What would be the first thing that I wanted to do, like from the baseline, from the bottom, to build my foundation? What would I have to do?
Well, first off, for the restaurant, you have to have your research and know where you want that prime location to be. You need to think about your name, how you're going to stand out, location, licenses, permits. You have to think of all of the behind logistics to really know how you need to set up and what you're trying to do. I basically start you from beginning and set out that plan to get you the license, find you a key location of where you want to either have a brick and mortar, or are you going to be a mobile restaurant. It's different options of how you can build that restaurant franchise and that business in itself, because there's so much you can do in this business.
Right, because I see a lot of food trucks popping up now.
It's more flexible for some people as opposed to just kind of that set in stone brick and mortar or that location. It takes a lot. So and also knowing that it takes time not to rush the process. But yes, it's fully capable, and I would just advise step by step, file your license, get your name, build your brand, think of what you're trying to do or what your style is going to be, and go from there. We can handle it step by step.
Right. So let's just say if I was in a situation to where, hey, my credit was not in a good standing, I was looking at funding issues. I'm not looking for a restaurant. I just need help. I may be drowning in debt. How would I get out of this situation?
Well, you have to pretty much make a plan to say you're tired of it. You want to change, because that's where it starts with you first. Trying to get out of debt and trying to fix your credit, it takes some work, and it's not just a process that's going to work overnight. To clear your debt, I would suggest finding some type of extra income or generate extra income to pay said debts off, while also using your money to work for you by finding certain things that you can invest in or flipping it around. There's different ways you can be creative with making your money in this day and age. You can do deliveries to earn extra income. You can start a business to create profits and create a revenue stream for yourself. Rental properties. It's different ways you can generate income to pay that debts off. And as far as you focusing on your credit, you want to make sure there's no charge-offs or any collections. You want to keep your bills paid on time. And to do that, I know there are some people low on funds. So you just got to be creative and find those ways to generate more income for yourself, to pay those debts down and to clear up your credit. Because a high credit is more power than you know. Like that low credit, like you don't want that 26.99 percentage. Like that's going to be so much. And so I'm just trying to educate my kids and young adults as well, trying to get them on track as well to know that. But that's what I would suggest. Generating more income and developing those streams and investing. And just really buckling down and making that budget and sticking to it. But there's ways to get out of it. I've been there. I've been there. So I wouldn't be here today or in this field if I haven't been there.
Gotcha. So I did hear you talk about tax preparation. So what is the new tax day for the people if they don't know?
Well, it's May 17th. It was May 17th.
Uh-huh.
And then I believe they extended it to June 17th, I believe, for some. It just kind of depends.
Okay. Now, do you have any tax tips for those who may not have filed yet?
Well, I say taxes is something you really don't want to play with. I advise my business owners or my clients to, hey, send me your receipts. I've got a client where I have to physically maintain or retain their receipts for them because they'll throw them out. So I suggest keeping your receipt, keeping track of your expenses, and always putting that percentage of taxes if you're a business owner to the side, and always stay prepared. Always pay attention to any of your IRS notices, and you can always subscribe to the IRS website too, and to get regular updates as well.
Okay. Now, Melissa, it's been great speaking with you, getting an overview of your business and everything that you're doing. If the people wanted to get in contact with you to get the assistance that they need, how could they do that?
Well, to get in touch with me, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Melissa Eanes. It is at Fruition Financial Solutions, LLC on Facebook, and then it's just at Fruition Financial Solutions on Instagram.
All right. Thank you, sister.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
No problem. All right, y'all. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. But when we return, we'll have our second illustrious guest. Y'all hang in there with us. Y'all now tuned in with Worldviews with Ken Mills on Boss Up Houston Network.
Boss Up Houston, you know why? Right here.
With your host, Shamir Bacon. Tune in and stay locked. And Boss Up. Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
All right, family. Now, this young lady to my left, when I met her, I felt something different. Like it was a totally different spirit when I met her. I met her on the set of Breakfast at Auntie D's, produced by Behind the Comic. But shortly thereafter, we started to perform together. I started to see her around, and she's just, the best. You're going to learn about it today. So bring it to you now, the voice of Black Sheep.
How you doing today?
How you doing, sister?
All right.
All right. Now, Black Sheep, let the people know what you do. What do you do?
I think I do a variety of things.
Okay.
I'm not your ordinary poet. I do poetry and comedy. I would consider myself an entertainer. Because, someday I might bust out a magic trick. I might sing. I might tap. You never know, with me. but I like to consider myself an overall entertainer. And also, I'm just a healer. So I'm just out here just, living my truth and just sharing my gift.
Now, you had the healing bash last Sunday
Yes.
at Mo City Grill.
Yes.
Out there off 2234 in Cartwright.
Yes.
Now, tell us what happened there.
What happened that day was magical. It was an open mic. It was an open forum. It was not your traditional open mic. I think a lot of people came there expecting me to just do it was going to be my show, and it wasn't. I just set the tone for people to give people a safe space to speak their truth. A lot of times as entertainers, or, our art comes from pain.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we just don't have a safe space sometimes to really express what we're going through without just being entertainers. So that day was just a day for people to feel safe to say, okay, I'm not here to entertain, but I'm here to help heal myself or others. It was just a big release. It was to the point where people just said, okay, I wanted to speak my truth. And we got people to get up. They didn't have to do a poem or anything. They got up and spoke their truth about the loss or whatever they went through with their mom or the trauma that they had. And it's going to be more, because I'm a healer. And I'm not just traditional, entertainer. So I feel like there's a lot of more people that's out there like me who can't find their lane. So I just, say, hey, let me create that space. And it just came out that way, like a healing bash.
I like that concept because, I too struggle with that. This is one of the mechanisms that I use to try to get a release as well. Because what many people don't know is that throughout my life, I've struggled with a lot of loss.
Yes.
Like, I lost my father in 2014. That was my namesake, Kenneth Mills Sr. Today is the 3rd anniversary. I'm talking about my best friend, one of my brothers, Mo Ashell, passed. And we found him. We found him passed away. So I deal with that all the time. My wife always would tell me that I go into a certain vein to myself.
Yeah.
And she say, find you a way where you can, be more open. So,
exactly. And that was the concept. Because sometimes we want to talk about it, but we don't feel safe to actually release that emotion. Right. We don't know if it's maybe the appropriate time.
Right. So
that day, it was dedicated for that. I was telling them, don't feel the pressure to make people laugh. Don't feel the pressure to entertain. Let me do that. That was my job that day. Everybody was trying to figure out what I was going to do. They thought I was going to do some Llc shit and throw some, Llc stuff, throw some holy oil or something. It was not. It was just, I just gave people the opportunity to feel free. Whatever they had, whatever talent they had, or whatever poem that they had that was dedicated to that subject, to release that. And sometimes you do, because it will affect your everyday life. It'll start affecting your finances. It'll start affecting, you doing this. Just because that one issue, that one stumbling block, and that is what it was for, just to release something about that, yeah.
So, I don't know if my whole audience has seen you perform or seen you out and about in Houston and abroad, but many people enjoy your art and what you bring to the table. So it may come from a point of where you talk about Black America in a poem. Then you may talk about relationships, rearing children, forget them kids.
Yeah, all day.
So, kind of tell us, what motivated you to start doing this? What made you come out, and what made you start to perform and bring your art to the table?
What really made me, I always been a natural artist. What made me started sharing my art with people was I was just in a dark place. So I needed a release. So when I started actually releasing, I noticed that a lot of my issues came because I was called to do something. And because I wasn't living my truth, I was unhappy with a lot. So with God showing me that my art was not just for my, enrichment or to heal me, but for others. So when I just started doing it, I started doing theater back home. So I always did art. I was always in a band, I was choir, so I was always doing something like that. But poetry comes from a deeper place. It comes from a more spiritual and personal place. So when I was able to speak my truth, I saw how others were like, oh, wow. Even like you say, when I say F them kids, it's stuff like that. People laugh, but some people come to say thank you because I probably was having a bad day. I was feeling like that, and I didn't know how to say it. And you made me probably laugh at my pain. Right. Because that was a true life poem. Like everything that I write is either something I experienced or something I felt or that I have just an opinion on. So it just comes from a personal place. I just want to heal people and just live my truth. And if my truth is just helping healing people and let people laugh at it, I'm gonna do me.
So how would you suggest the average person find that truth?
I tell people a lot of times, being accountable. You cannot see the error of your ways until you hold yourself accountable. You can't say, okay, I need to fix this until you see maybe what is hindering yourself. A lot of times it's us. And just like trying different things. I got out the box. If I would have kept myself in a box, I wouldn't have been a comedian. People always, I always heard you was a funny girl, you a funny girl, But I never knew how to say, okay, well, let me go ahead and actually study my craft, actually just go ahead and step out on faith and do that. And since I've done that, it's actually giving me a higher platform. Because now I'm actually living a truth that I probably wouldn't have discovered if I wouldn't have just got out there. So my thing is just take that leap of faith and stop sleeping on yourself. If something's pressing you, maybe it's God's way of saying, that's your lane, that's your calling. So just follow, just do you.
So doing you, so that means you can't be having any fear, no fear.
No fear.
And you gotta just go out there and look. Even if you fall, you can still come back.
Exactly.
What that look like to say? We fall down, but we get up.
Yes, and that is the key. Because since I've been doing entertainment professionally, I've noticed that you're going to have a lot of obstacles. And a lot of times it's going to be from the employees.
Yeah.
Your coworkers. From really your customers. It's going to be from your peers. And a lot of times I'm learning as I'm growing, what's making me is not the coworkers. It is your customers.
Thank you.
So do not get focused on what others say or feel, because that will put the fear in you. Because at the end of the day, we all compete. You don't compete, but it's a natural thing to always want to do better than the next. I think it's natural. It's like common sense. Right. You're supposed to. But if you allow that to stop you, you will not find your own lane. And you won't prosper. Because you're going to hear, like you say, you're going to probably run into a couple of little hiccups. But if it's for you, you're going to grow. That's how you know if it's for you. You're going to grow.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. If not, if you never grow, just don't do what Kwame Brown did. Don't go out there cussing folks out.
Just go ahead and find you something. Just keep I agree. I agree.
Yeah, because my real people know that I am an idiot savant on many levels. I swear.
And you know what? I like to tell you what I love about you. I feel a connection is because your character takes you further than your talent. A lot of people don't understand. They got a lot of people, talented people, but they don't really grow. I don't see them prosper.
Right.
They stifle. I see you grow because your character and your talent. But it's your character that is getting you this far. That is why God is using you. You have a different spirit. And that's some I think a lot of people don't understand when it comes to business. You know, it's not just your work ethic all the time. Because what can always kill you at the end of the day is your pride and your character. You know, that's what makes people want to service you, you know? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I feel like that speaks volumes to why you here. You know? You here.
Thank you. And Mama, don't get mad at me. I told you I was going to say that today. That's my, I'm going to say one more thing on Kwame Brown. My mama's cooking.
You hear, Mama?
Man, it's just hilarious to me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all later on why that whole situation is hilarious.
It is.
So, going forward, Black Sheep, what you going to do as far as your elevation point? I know you don't want to give out all your plans, but what do you feel that you'll be doing in the future that'll bring you to the next plateau of your career?
Right now, since it's the first Healing Bash, we're going to have another one coming up. Okay. It's going to be announced really soon. I'm just seeing myself flourish. I'm going to manifest myself flourishing in my own lane. I'm going to bring healing. I'm going to show that healing is cool and healing is just not traditional. And I want to start a wave and a movement of different type of healers to wake up, because I feel like we are being held accountable in this time. So I see myself just really flourishing in my gift. So you're going to see more of the healing bashes. You're going to see me doing more comedy. You're going to see me doing more poetry. And I just see myself just elevating. Just elevating.
And one thing I did want to tell you, thank you for the roses that you prepared for me. I have some for you as well. So, like I said in the beginning, that when we first met, I knew you were different. But throughout this whole time, that everything has gone on, throughout the pandemic, everything, the whole shift, what I've seen from you is that you support everyone.
Yeah, I try.
And it's not that you want it reciprocated. You just support them, and you always have a kind word for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think, like you say, your consumer or your fan, which is really your family at this point, because I sit back a lot and I watch. You go certain places and people just walk up to you and hug you.
Yes, they do. We laugh about it all the time. I mean, if it doesn't bother me, because I noticed that too. I'm really personal with my fans. I'm like you said, they're not even fans. I consider them family. Like people. I create a bond with my people.
Yeah.
When I go places, like even just going around other people's spots. I mean, I create bonds with them too. And I do. A lot of people come up to me. I have people just come up to me and hug and cry on me. So I learned to ask God to just keep me with that spirit. So and keep me humble. So enough to so he can, I can just be myself and have people feel like that.
So this is another thing that I did want to tell you. Many times I've had many people come to me and say that my spirit may have been too pure, or I may have been too benevolent in the industry that I'm in. I will never allow the industry that I'm in or my surroundings to dictate who I am.
Yeah.
So if that's in my spirit to do, I'm not worried about it being reciprocated or being misused or taken advantage of, because that's what God wanted me to do. Because maybe I was a vessel for a person to get their blessing.
Exactly.
And whatever they receive, And however they misuse that, they have to deal with him, not me.
And exactly, and that's why people, because a lot of people tell me like, oh, them people don't give you the love back. Sometimes I feel it, but I be feeling like that's not my intent anyway.
Right.
I just feel like that's just a distraction because that's just naturally who I am. So however they take it or however they misuse it, like I said, that's between them and God. Because I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna reap my blessing just from being me.
That's right. And you are reaping your blessing, and I see a lot coming down the pike for you.
Thank you, King.
Because, I mean, you know, hey, we got to stick with each other.
Yeah.
And everybody at home, y'all stick with Voice of Black Sheep. I'm telling you, look, when you go, you might get, if you ever see her, you going to get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You might get a little crybaby.
Yeah.
You might get a little bit of Angela Davis, Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
A little bit of Dale Givens, who knows?
Yeah.
There's a whole thing in there. You might see something you never seen before. So, Black Sheep, tell the folks how they can follow you.
You can follow me at the Voice of the Black Sheep on all platforms, on Facebook and IG. I'm trying to expand social media outlets, so I'm working on that. As I'm getting higher, I'm trying to expand with that. But for now, if you really, really want to find me and find events, follow me on IG at the Voice of the Black Sheep. It's only one.
That's right, only one. So thank you, sister. Thank you for coming out today. You brought nephew Felix back there. He back there with one of the kids. She didn't forget him today.
Yes.
Shout out to Nate at the Highs.
Yes.
And Brother Gordon.
Yes.
So everyone, just hang with us here. We'll have our final guest coming here after the next commercial break. You're now here with World Views with Ken Mills on Boston Houston Network.
Red Table Talk, the Estefans. Time to take the table to a whole new place. It's coming to Miami. 3 different women, 3 different generations. We're loud, we're proud. Let's go.
We're talking about relationships, love, sexuality.
Oh my gosh. We all know that you are fuerte. Yes, I'm a tough woman, but I'm very vulnerable.
Like muchas Latinas.
In order to move forward, you have to go to those places. I like boys. I like girls. I like both. Honesty will set you free. We are putting all of that on the table. Red Table Talk via Stefans. Be a part of the conversation. Only on Facebook Watch.
And we're back. So, gentleman to my left, when I first met him, I saw that he had a dynamic personality. This guy is one of a kind. Don't let him trouble him unless it's a certain person not in the situation. So, I'm going to let him tell y'all about that. But bring it to you now, we got comedian Kevin Charles. What's up?
What's happening, dog?
All right. Now tell the people who that person is, the only person that can make you care about anything.
My weed, man. My weed, man, dog. My weed, man. That's like a priority in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you, I don't let nothing, nobody else say about me or whatever they doing in their situation. I don't let it affect me if it don't got nothing to do with that guy. Because that guy is the one that control my inner peace and happiness. You know what I'm saying? As long as he good, I'm good. So, yeah, that's how that rock.
All right. So I know that has to be a deeper meaning with the use of cannabis. So do you practice Rastafarianism?
The way of life, yes. The diet, not quite so much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I could tell by your vocal inflection you from Louisiana or New Orleans.
Yeah. No doubt.
So the diet might be like mine, a couple of...
Yeah, it's like I can't live without meat or seafood or, you know what I'm saying, chicken, Popeyes. That's where Popeyes was started, you know, so I just can't see myself. And plus, I have a high metabolism, you know what I'm saying, so I could eat a lot and don't gain a lot of weight, so I have no need for a vegetarian diet or nothing like that because, you know, I get hungry when I get the munchies, so you know, it is what it is. Yeah.
Now, Kev, you've been a comedian for a very long time. Can you tell us how you started into it?
I just walked into the comedy club on the cool. Like, I always been like funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because to me personally, it's a very bad trait of mine. My wife will tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think everything is funny. Like, everything, no matter how serious it is, I'm going to find something funny in it somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I was working at Rent Center, got fired from there. You know what I'm saying? Because I was smoking weed with the customers. You know, I got fired from there. You know, so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try this comedy thing out. I think I was watching Anthony Jeselnik on cable. I was watching one of his comedy specials. I was like, man, I know I can do that. You know what I'm saying? I know I can. But where can I go, or who do I need to get in contact with to try to pursue it, right? I ain't know nobody. I'm from New Orleans. I came from Denver to here. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really know nobody. So I was just like, I'm going to seek it out. So I started looking online, trying to find comedy rooms in Houston. And I found the Joke Joint. They used to, I'm back in the Gap, they used to have a workshop at the Joke Joint around 2012, you know, 2013, all that. They used to have a workshop there. So one day I just said, I want to go to the workshop and just check it out, you know, sit in the back and see what's going on, you know. So I just sat in the back, and you know, they had the little workshop. People was going on stage working on jokes or whatever. Of course I didn't, you know what I'm saying, because I didn't even know how to begin to tell a joke, to be honest with you. I mean, I could rib you all day.
Right.
You feel me? I could rib you all day.
Right.
But I want to know how to tell a joke. So I started connecting with other comedians online, you know what I'm saying, just linking up with them, hitting them up. Hey, what's up? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Can you tell me some information to become a comedian? But I linked up with this guy. Big shout out to my man Hypnotic from Philly. Hypnotic Soul from Philly. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Sparks. That's his name. You know what I'm saying? I reached out to him, and he called me on the phone, and he just was like, yo, first of all, don't have no, you know, don't try to be like nobody else. You know what I'm saying? You got to find your own persona. So I was like, well, how do I tell a joke? You know what I'm saying? Because I can't just create no joke out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, look, man, from the time you wake up, and this helped me out a lot. He said, from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to sleep, that's all material. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, huh? He was like, excuse me, I'm sorry. He was like, your everyday life is your material. You know what I'm saying? Use it. So I had to figure out how to use it. You know what I'm saying? So I just would try. And one day, I went out with some friends. You know what I'm saying? To cut all that short. One day I went out with some friends to this I don't want to call it a hole in the wall, but you know, it's where you bring your own alcohol. BYOB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to BYOB on Dixie, across the street from Diallo's.
Oh, you went to WW Patio.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's family spot.
Right.
Shout out to Uncle Willie there.
I went to that spot with a couple of my friends on Facebook, and Diallo's was across the street. So me and one of my homegirls, we walked across the street just to go check out Diallo's. And it happened to be on the Tuesday night. And they had comedy. That's when Ali Sadiq used to do the comedy night over there. You know what I'm saying? That's where I met Leroy the Third, Stacey Anderson, Nitra, Brandy, Bryson, Blue the Comic. I mean, you name it, the whole list of them. You know what I'm saying? Terry Grossman, all of them. I met all of them there. You know what I'm saying? But I just walked in there on a Tuesday, and I sat through the comedy show. And I said, oh, okay. Now I found where they do comedy at. Now I got to build the courage to get on stage. So I just, kept going back. Till I finally got on stage, and it's been all, green light ever since then. You know what I'm saying? I just, just had to find my voice. You know what I'm saying?
And that you did. Because I called out the 420 show that took place this year. So I was there.
Right.
So you had a hell of a performance. I give you that
one. Oh, man, I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you. Well, most people think that, that's my specialty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to box me in there because I talk about ganja a lot. But what they don't realize is I don't just talk about weed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got material. I got jokes. I just add weed to the joke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, it was one, I'm just going to call it, I'm not going to say it verbatim because I know you don't want people to know it. But you were talking about gentlemen who don't fix on their woman car and their woman got to go to AutoZone to get help.
Oh, yeah.
They might get knocked.
Right.
Now, that was funny. That was funny because that's very true. That's very true. People don't even know the engine in the car.
Big shout out AutoZone. That's my side job. Yo, if you don't catch me on stage, you can catch me at AutoZone. You know what I'm saying? I help you find your brake lights, your bulbs, all that. You know what I'm saying? Everything, brakes, all that. But that's another story. I get a lot of material out there too. So fellas, on the real, stop letting your girl go to AutoZone with them Shaw songs. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might holler at you. I ain't gonna be me because I don't want to lose my job. But you feel me?
It's hot out there.
Well, it is, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
they need to get the AC fixed in their car too.
Yeah, it is what it is, though. But like I was saying, man, me and comedy is just like, I love it. Like, most people don't see it because right now I have school-age kids. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a 9-year-old and I have a 13-year-old. They girls. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be in their life at all times, and I actually put them before my comedy career right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still available for booking. You know what I'm saying? But, like, during the week, I don't make a lot of the open mics and stuff because I got my kids, you know what I'm saying? I got to do homework with them, you know what I'm saying? When they come home from school, they want to see me. And plus my wife, I'm there with her. She just had surgery. Big shout out, wife. You know what I'm saying? She feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So, I just try to be there for my family a lot. And I don't make a lot of the open mics. But then again, I don't like going to the open mics like that. I mean, I will support y'all. Don't get me wrong. But I don't like going to open mics like that because, to me, comedy is a competition. You know what I'm saying? It's a competition. I'm trying to be better than you at this thing called comedy because all the bookings you get is the ones I don't get. Right? I ain't hating on nobody, but I'm trying to be better than them. whenever we hit the stage, I'm trying to be better than them, so that more people can see me and more people can say, "Oh, yo, I want to book him for my show or whatever like that." So I'm a fan of y'all per se. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not in there listening to your whole set because I don't want your style to rub off on me. I want to be me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I duck off. I might be outside or whatever. I mean, I hear you. I can hear the crowd laughing. I know you're doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, it's a competition, man. I'm trying to be better than you. You know what I'm saying?
So one thing I would say, and one thing that, kind of brought us together at a certain point when I first started doing it, was that you were not afraid to give feedback. You would give feedback. You would give people feedback. Now, it may be very strong,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't for the weak.
Right.
But it was something for folks to grow up on.
Right. And that's a knock against me right now, probably out in the Houston comedy community, is that I don't show people love or I don't give them their props, or I'm always saying negative things about them or whatever. But look, I'm going to keep it real with you, man. If you go on stage and you trash and you come off stage and you ask me, I'm going to let you know you was trash, dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you doing this comedy for real, right? So why you don't try to make sure every time you hit the stage, you know what I'm saying, you make the people laugh. I mean, don't don't freestyle your joke. But I can't tell nobody how to do their comedy.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I just feel like instead of you going up on stage and playing, you know what I'm saying, no matter if it's an open mic or not, treat it like it's a show. You know what I'm saying? Give the people what they came there for. You know what I'm saying? The people came there to laugh. The people ain't came there for you to, be going through whatever it is you going through and you're on stage and then you take it out on the crowd. Like you might start cussing out the audience or making the audience get in some type of mind state to where now the comedians that come behind you have a hard time making the people laugh because you done had this set where you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and then I got people that always, try to knock me. Oh, Kevin Charles, all he do is talk about weed. All he do is talk about the same jokes all the time, whatever. Guess what, homie? Different crowd. Same jokes, different crowd. What I think gonna make the people laugh shouldn't concern you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do if they don't call your name when they call me on stage. They say, coming to the stage, comedian Kevin Charles. So when I walk on stage, whatever I feel like, when I feel gonna make them laugh, that's what's gonna come out my mouth. You know what? If you tired of hearing my jokes, stop going to all the open mics. You know what I'm saying? You at every open mic for what? And you ain't getting no better. Now, see, if I tell them that, you know what I'm saying, they're going to get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? If I say, look, it's an issue. I have an issue with you being at every open mic, hitting every stage, and you ain't getting no better. What's the problem? Then they, oh, Kevin Charles, my bad, dog. You right. I'm supposed to be politically correct and good set, man. Yeah, man. No, I'm not about to do that, man. I'm just saying, I'm not hating. I'm a fan. Like I say, I'm a fan of comedy. But if you're going to get up there and tell jokes, I rock with you. If you're going to get up there and play just to, say you a comedian or whatever, that's fine too. But I'm not going to be in y'all circle.
Right.
Because y'all don't take comedy serious enough for me. So that usually be my, biggest downfall in the Houston comedy scene.
But that's the truth. That's the truth, though, because you could probably tell the audience better than I can. I always did reach out to you and say, hey, what you thought of this, what you thought of that. Matter of fact, it was a situation on the Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving, where it was a heckler's edition at Leroy's spot, and I went nuts. And you captured
I filmed that.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the funniest thing that ever happened to me because I didn't expect that. I was like, and then
you was just going bananas, yo. And to me, it was just funny because I said, look, This cat don't care. He like, boo me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to still be up here. And I'm smooth enough to get your gal, too. I was like, oh, this dude is going bananas, yo. You know what I'm saying? It was just mad funny to me. I was glad I was able to capture that for you, yo.
Yeah,
For
man.
real.
And look, that ain't going to be the last time. And like I said, your 420 performance was amazing, but that was another performance that was truly amazing as well that I caught at the Joke Joint probably about 2 years ago when we first met. And you did give the feedback to the group at that time. And you were like, you know, and you was met with a bit of resistance. All I tell you is my suggestion for you, don't change who you are. Because people might be like, why he saying this to me, this, that, and the other, but at the end of the day, they know in their heart that you was right.
Man, you know what? I want to see us all win. If you taking comedy seriously, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, your funny is your funny.
Right.
I don't care about all that. But just take it seriously. Like it's your job, or like it's your life, or like it's your bag of weed. Right. You know what I'm saying? Take it seriously, man. And always make the people laugh. Regardless. I mean, I know that sometimes you're not going to make the whole crowd laugh, but make one person in that crowd laugh. If you make one person laugh, you won.
Yeah.
You feel me? Most people don't understand that. I apologize for over talking.
No,
but most people don't understand that. All you got to do is make one person in that crowd laugh, and you won. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being Kevin Hart or at the stadium doing comedy shows and all that. I mean, eventually you want to be in those places, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But me, I'm just, you know, I just want to be able to make people laugh. Give me the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? If you think I'm not funny, that's cool. But don't think I'm not funny because of something you heard. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about me, just say, hey, I'm going to give Kevin this 3 minutes. I'm going to give him this 5 minutes. And I'm going to see what he do. And then let my comedy speak for that. Don't let what nobody said, you know what I'm saying, or what you think you know about me or whatever, you know what I'm saying, get in your mind state about what my comedy about. Because my comedy is strictly about everyday life on weed, dog. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Now, Kevin, tell the folks how they can follow you and also how some of the folks can book you.
Oh. You can follow me at comedian Kevin Charles on IG, or Kevin Charles is my professional page on Facebook, or you can hit me on my personal page on Facebook, Kevin Thomas. You know what I'm saying? You'll see my face. I'm the same person. You know what I'm saying? Or you can, you know, hit my number 832-358-4019 if you want to book me. That's straight to my line. I don't have no man. Well, I have a manager, but it's not official yet. Sorry, baby, but you ain't doing your job. So I'm sorry. But you can hit me on my personal phone, contact me, hit me on Facebook, Instagram if you want to book me, and I'll show up. Just book me, and I'll show up, and I'll make the people laugh and give the people what they paid for. It's just that simple.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming through.
Oh, appreciate you, man. Thank you for the venue. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good, man. It's all good. So normally around this time, I normally do a monologue to wrap everything up. I want you to stay here with me because I'm going to wrap up the entire show. So, everyone, at first, we had Melissa here. Melissa brought us the Fruition Financial Solutions. Basically, her message was, get your stuff together. Whether it's life insurance, whether it's getting your credit together, whether it's running your taxes, getting your business on top. She said she can help you with that. So that means she want to help you live a prosperous life. Then we had Voice of the Black Sheep here. So what Black Sheep brought to us, she said it's all about healing. So when she performs this poetry, this comedy at a high level. It's a thing with therapy. So she's living her truth. She's trying to help others do the same. So us here at World Views with Ken Mills, also World of Comedy 5 Entertainment, we support her on her journey as well as Melissa. Then we had Brother Kevin Charles here, comedian Kevin Charles, who went through the genesis of his comedy journey, as well as talked about some of the things that was on his mind as far as him giving feedback to continue to keep the comedy scene at an optimal level, and also some of his thoughts on how comedy should be performed, which is to the highest point and also should be taken seriously. And the most major part about it, he ain't gonna do nothing if it ain't got nothing to do with his weed, man.
Remember, everything, you out of line. I sell these shirts too if you need one. Just hit me.
So, say all that to say this. Live your life.
To the fullest.
At the end of the day, look, I could complain all day long about something, but nobody would really care because we all selfish. Self-preservation is the first rule of man. Nobody cares. So do what's best for you. If you want to live out your dream, go ahead and live out your dream. Live your life. Don't worry about no hater. Everybody talk about they got haters. You don't have haters, you got motivators. Because if somebody telling you something bad about yourself, they probably helping you. See, sometimes hate could be good feedback, but dressed up as mean. So quit being sensitive. Accept what people got to tell you. It might be a little bit of truth to it. Everybody not perfect. We got to get out of the state of feeling that we're a victim all the time. People always feel that they're being victimized. Like if somebody come out and tell them something very stern, oh, why you say this? Why you say that? That's the same thing about racism. I don't worry about racism because it's one thing. Nobody can stop me from doing what I need to do. Racism, as a definition, is a system which will block you and oppress you, right? So a person calling me a name, not necessarily racist. That's their view upon me. It's up to me if I identify or let that define me. So that doesn't matter. Live your life. What others think of you, that's fine. But what do you think of yourself? Self-love is better than self-hate. Confidence is better than self-doubt. You'll beat yourself up harder than the world will. So once you get the hate out of your system, you can truly live. Open your minds, open your hearts, and stay safe out there. Next week, we'll be on location. I'm going to take y'all back home with me. Y'all haven't seen where I grew up. Some of y'all may know, but you're going to meet some of my family next week. Y'all tune in. We'll have promotions out shortly. But love y'all. Stay tuned. World Views with Ken Mills, Boss Up Houston Network.
Lord.